What is going on, guys? This is going to be part of our series on how we develop pitchers here at Baseball Specific Training. And right now, we talked about our overall thesis of how we develop pitchers here. But now I'm going to go more into depth about something we talked about in that video, and that's linear forces. Okay, again, right? When we're talking about linear forces, the equation I call upon that I can prove all of this is this idea that force is equal to change in momentum over time, right? So we have force here is equal to change in momentum over time, right? And we have momentum given by mass times acceleration. Okay, right? Again, easier terms that I can help you guys out with that explains this. We're driving a car, okay? We got a car. Let me make this car a little bit better this time. Yeah. Okay, that's actually really nice. Okay, all right. So we got a car driving. Okay, the person in the car, okay, given is not wearing a seatbelt. I know it's very dangerous, but he's not wearing a seatbelt, and he is approaching a brick wall. Okay, he's going pretty fast. Let's just say 50 miles an hour. Okay, he's driving full force. He hits that brick wall. What's going to happen? All that force is going to transfer to the person in the car without the seatbelt, and that person is going to fly through the windshield. Okay, that's right. Relating this back to the equation, okay? We have mass, right? The mass of the car, the acceleration of the car, right? Hitting this wall, which does what? Changes the momentum, right? And the stronger the brick wall is, the faster we'll be able to change that momentum. And that's what I really want to talk about today, is how fast can we change that momentum? Because it plays a big role, right? Because if this wall was not a brick wall, but if it was, let's just say it was bushes or a trash can. Okay, let's say I just hit a little trash can right here, right? What's gonna happen? Right, there's not going to be any change in momentum. There might be a little bit, right? It might slow down a little bit by hitting that, but because the change in the momentum isn't enough, it's not going to create enough force. Okay, so how do we focus on that change in momentum? The thing is the guy I like to use the most, the guinea pig that I like to show a lot of my guys is an athlete named Carlos Rodon. So he plays for the White Sox, played for North Carolina State. Big pitcher. I would probably say 6'5", 240, right? So he has a lot of mass. Big dude, okay? And not only does he have a lot of mass going down this mound, not only does he move fast down the mound, but he changes that momentum really, really quickly. And when I take a look at him and show him to all the athletes I work with, I don't only tell them about the analogy of the car hitting the wall, but with Carlos Rodon, and I'll show you a clip of him bracing up that front leg, I would not compare him to a car hitting a brick wall, but what I would compare him to is what if we had two cars collide head on, right? Imagine how much more force that would create, and that's what Carlos Rodon does, okay? He creates this driving off the back leg, right? And then with his front leg, he puts as much energy, he extends that front leg, and by the time he releases that ball, that front leg is completely straight. So not only is he using that back leg to create force and the front leg to stop it, but he's using that front leg to create more force that'll transfer up his body and create those linear movements with our chest that we're fighting for, okay? So that's the biggest thing, right? Not only use your front leg to stop forces, but create more. Picture, don't be that brick wall. Imagine two cars, back leg driving as hard as you can, and then front leg driving as fast and as hard as you can, bracing that up, changing that momentum, and that's going to create a lot more force with that chest. Okay, so the biggest thing, coming back, how can we apply this to pitching? How can we apply linear force to pitching? Okay, we have to be as big as possible, right? We want to have a lot of mass, but not at the expense of our speed, right? So we want to be, right? If you look at any big leaguer, a lot of them, they're above 200 pounds, right? But if you look at them, it's not like they're 200 pounds and chubby and big. They can move their body weight, right? That's the other side of the equation, the acceleration. We want to be big, but not at the expense of speed, right? That's the biggest thing. So how do we do that? It's all through muscle mass. We've got to get as big and strong and fast as possible in order to create this momentum coming down the mound, right? The more momentum we can create, the faster we can change that momentum with our front leg, the harder we're going to throw, right? So the biggest human possibly we can be, right? While moving the fastest humanly possible we can be, the harder we're going to throw. It's not as simple as that, but that's what the theory states, right? So we got to get our butts in the gym. We got to get stronger. We got to work on our sprint stuff to get faster in order to help out our momentum. Okay, that's the biggest thing. And the next thing is really focusing more mechanically is move down the mound, right? Obviously, we don't want to mess up our kinematic sequencing by moving faster, but as we get more comfortable with the way we're moving our body, start moving a little bit faster and faster and faster, right? Because, right, the faster we can move down the mound, right, at a given mass, the harder we're going to throw if we brace up using that front leg, right? So 1, mechanical adjustment. Start moving a little bit faster down the mound. And then 2, once our front leg's down, think brick wall. Think push into that front leg. Think all my momentum is stopped. I'm not bending into front foot and kind of leaning. I'm bang into that front foot and let that energy transfer out. Okay? So points that we can really take and run away with this video is be as big and strong as possible, be as fast as possible, right? Mechanically, move fast down the mound, front leg, act as a brick wall, stop all that momentum, be forceful with it, drive through that front leg, drive that chest out. If you guys got any questions, please let me know. You can hit us up at Baseball Specific Training. You can email us. Yeah. Thank you, guys.